guys, what's up? Barkman Hobo here, making my grand return to YouTube. Did you miss me? No? Well, fine then. I didn't want to talk to you anyway. Now, here we are in November. You might see November as a time for feasting with family and friends, or maybe it's about scoring sweet deals for the holiday gifts. But no, that's not me. No, I see November as a time for aliens and secret agents that fight them. Yes, that's right, my friends. We're looking at another Men in Black game. You might be wondering, how many more Men in Black games could there possibly be? To which I respond, don't ask questions you aren't prepared to handle the answer to, good lord! Now, up to this point, the Men in Black games have been a very mixed bag. First, we had Alien Escape on the PS2, which was a run and gun, and it had good ideas but really poor execution behind them. And then, we had Alien Crisis on the Xbox 360, which was a flawed but really fun on-rail shooter. And then on the PlayStation, we had Crashdown, which was a first-person shooter that was kind of between Escape and Crisis. Well, those are all console games. Today, we're going handheld, with Men in Black, the series, on the GameBoy Color. So, is Men in Black's first handheld outing an intergalactic marvel, or should we just let it get abducted? Let's find out. It's time to hobo up!
The story for Men in Black on the Game Boy Color is not given to you in-game, and since I don't have the manual, I don't really have anything other than pre-level info blurbs to give you a story. But basically, here's what I can gather. Aliens are attacking in massive numbers and Agent K has gone missing, so Agent J has to save him and stop the aliens. That's not a bad story, it just could have been pieced together better. Well, anyway, now that's out of the way, let's talk about the gameplay, the most important part. Gameplay for Men in Black on the Game Boy Color is a side-scrolling platformer / run-and-gun. Across the game's 6 stages, you read right, 6, Agent J must blast and jump his way through aliens and tricky hazards to reach the end of the stage, some of which end in a boss battle. To do this, he's got one blaster, but he can also get the series staple noisy cricket to dispatch enemies, most of which die in one hit regardless of which gun you use. The cricket will launch you back if you're not crouching, but it's very strong. Jay can shoot while walking and running, and while crouching. He can't shoot while jumping, but he has a nifty backward spray shot that can shoot things above him, if he can get it to work right. Alright, I can't pretend to dance around this anymore. This game's got a lot of issues. The controls are clunky and barely feel like they work. You can spin by pressing in a direction twice, and that backward spray shot is done by holding B and pressing left or right. But those moves are very unresponsive. It seems to work on a visible roll of the dice, whether or not you'll do it when you want to, and that could screw you over. Now, let's talk about that level design. You run to the right, shooting aliens as you go, or letting them go by if you prefer, and you jump on things. As the game goes on, levels gradually get more complex and more things to jump on or over, with a bit of climbing here and there too. However, this game is beginner's trap incarnate, and I learned that on level 3. Alright aliens, here I come. You think you're gonna beat me? No. I think I know exactly what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna beat you. I got the power Will Smith on my side. How in the world was I supposed to know that was coming? Okay, so the game just taught me that there are death pits by those big pipes. Good to know. So get by those, and then the game decides it wants to have a precision platforming section. Jump across the floating tires. Now, the game is pretty forgiving about this part though, since you magnetize the tires if you're at least a little bit close. But I died a bunch here. Go ahead and let's play Count the Deaths. That was really annoying. I think if I ever see a tire floating down a river ever again, in a game, in real life, whatever, I think I'm going to have an aneurysm. But we're past that part. Let's keep going. Oh. No? My blood pressure's fine. Why do you ask? Now this is where I looked up cheats to the game, because that pissed me off. Turns out, there's a code that lets you just straight up fly. Holding select and up lets you float off the ground, and then holding select and right, you can just zoom through the stage. If you do this long enough, Agent J flat out leaves the screen. Wow, he doesn't want to be in the game either. Can't say I blame the guy. I also found out I need this code more than once, but we'll get back to that in a moment. And see, while you're flying, you can still get hit and you can't shoot, so be wary of that. Speaking of shooting, the hit detection, or should I say the hit defection, is a total joke. It seems like your shots flat out don't register half the time. Oh, but don't you worry your pretty little head, because the game will make sure to register when you take a hit. I would swear I made a clean shot and enemy didn't die, but then there were times where I swear I'd miss and I hit the enemy. A lot of footage is me walking forward holding down B to shoot, and I cannot tell you how many times I shot the enemy and still took damage. And this sucks because you only ever have 3 hit points and health pickups are rare. Heck, some levels don't even have them at all, so it's basically impossible to go through this game without ever taking damage. So, you're making your way through the stage, and suddenly a boss shows up. And if you're not prepared for it, you will die in one hit. Yes, the bosses are instantly fatal on contact. With the game being as short as it is, it won't take long to get back where you were, especially when you remember the password, but that's still bad game design because you're screwed if you don't know that it's coming. And that's not the only cheap crap you'll have to contend with. The boss of stage 4 sucks too. He comes out of nowhere, flies above you, and shoots at you from above, and his projectiles can be a pain to avoid. Oh, I waited for him to come down, but he never did. I tried shooting at him while flying, and then the game gave me the finger and insta-killed me. So, I had to learn how to do the backward spray shot, which, up until now, I'd only done by accident. The game doesn't teach you these moves, and again, I don't have the manual. But all of that culminates in the last level. This stupid little piece of crap right here. He's cute, right? Well, go near him, and it's Insta-Death City for you. I could not figure out how to get by this stupid little thing. I tried shooting at him, but all it did just hold him back for a bit. So I had to resort to that flying cheat again, just to get past this stupid thing. And he pops up multiple times. But I finally reached the end of the stage, only to get insta-nuked by the boss. Takes me a few tries, but I finally finished this game. Now, I won't spoil the ending, but it's blink and you miss it kind of deal. Totally not worth the frustration the game put me through. Also, my copy crashed on me multiple times. I guess the game is so bad it tries to destroy itself. I mean, I cleaned it out with rubbing alcohol and that seemed to have fixed it, but nah, I stuck this game gained sentience and tried to end its own mystery and mine. Thanks, game. On to the presentation, and here's where I give the game just a little bit of credit. It does have some nice animations. Sometimes they're even inside the level, but the mid-level animations, or rather just animation since it only did it in level 1 and it was the same animation repeated a few times, are impressive for the Game Boy Color. The game opens up with a truncated version of the series intro, and the pre-level blurbs have a bit of animation too. And there's some nice animation for the game over and ending as well, so that was cool. The music is alright. It's nothing you'll remember too long after turning the game off, but it gets the job done well enough. The sound effects are just whatever. Although, TierTex also made Toy Story 2 in the Game Boy Color, which I do have a lot of nostalgia for, and I recognized a few of the sound effects, namely the taking damage sound effect. And that same sound effect was also used in A Bug's Life for the taking damage. Geez, TierTex, get some more original sound effects, huh? The backgrounds of levels look good too, but sometimes it can be a bit confusing what you can and can't interact with, and what's instant-kill, like those stupid invisible death pits in level 3. Also, Agent J flying back when he shoots a noisy cricket is a nice touch, but I'm pretty sure I very nearly fell into a bottomless pit when I did it once. Sadly, decent presentation is not enough.
So, that's Men in Black on the Game Boy Color. How is it? Let's look at it and see. Has gameplay. Not good at all. I mean, I like bad games, and this one really threw me. All the cheap bullcrap the game throws at you is insane. The controls desperately need another coat of polish. All the beginner's trap bullcrap is just, ugh, it's ungodly and unforgivable. And the hit detection is a total joke. And let's not forget, this game tries to destroy itself. Even if you're not a believer in science, that's a big one. How's the presentation? It's okay. I mean, the levels look good for the Game Boy Color. The music and sound effects are fine, I guess. And the animations are a nice touch. But that's not enough. Decent presentation is not enough to save this game. You know, this could have been really cool, but that's not the timeline they're on. This game is banned to the bin. Well, that's a sour note to come back to. Hopefully the next month's game won't be as bad. And which game is that, you ask? You have to wait and see. But until then, this is the Bargainman Hobo saying be brave, dare to play. I'll see you guys next time. Hobo, out!